Everything is
woke,
sexist, everything is
woke,
racist, everything is homophobic.
woke.
You have to point it all out.
Monster Hunter Wilds is the most successful woke games of all time. That is, if it's even woke. I mean, it has a booby slider in the game. But in all seriousness, right, the reason I want to make this video is because, of course, the far extreme left are now pretending that this game is woke for some reason, right? As you can see, for example, here, obviously, Monster Hunter will be one of the most successful games this year. Currently, it's going really well for it, right? And now these like far lefty communist guys are celebrating that. Why? Well, the reason, of course, is because they're pretending that everything is woke, right? Everything is woke. And this really reminds me of my last Hasan Piker video. In that video that I did earlier this week, I was talking about how he is an infiltrator, right? He pretends to like anime, so you can sit there on Terror Taste and pretend that, oh wait, Gundam is communistic, Vinland Saga is Marxist, and so forth, right, you know? We've seen this thing for years, right? Again, the infiltration strategy. Last year, I made a video specifically about how they love to infiltrate video games and pretend that it's suddenly woke or whatever, right? And this is exactly what we see with Monster Hunter, so that's why I want to bring it up, because Jesus Christ, man, this game is not woke. Like, it's woke because you can play. So the only reason that I have seen people actually argue that the game is woke is because it has this, like, you know, older MILF warrior lady, which to me is like, she's pretty hot, man. This is a pretty classic character in a lot of animes, not a Japanese work, right? Kind of experienced, veteran, older lady. I mean, if this makes Monster Hunters woke, then Naruto is also woke because of Tsunade, like the classic old warrior MILF, right? Becoming the Hokage. Dandan is woke because it has, you know, a warrior grandma, again, right? Which is very hot. And it also even makes Mamako woke, I guess, you know? The mother that's really, really into her son is woke because she's a MILF that can fight. You get my point, right? This is ridiculous, right? It is absolutely reaching for, but again then, right, a very classic far left strategy. I think you see it all the time, right? Constantly. And my favorite of this thing is actually how they have changed their mind. So for example, right, we have a bunch of different, you know, so to speak, anti-woke, you know, male gaze games in the past, right? Like Bayonetta, Stellar Blade, Nier, and so on, right? And now, suddenly, like 10 years later, they're like, well, actually, that game is female empowerment. So, for example, so it used to be, right, that Anita and her feminine, so it used to be that the left really, really hated Bayonetta, right? She was too hot, too attractive, you know, how can you have this thing? Obviously, it's super evil, and it's all patriarchy, and everything is mean with the game. And these days instead, you see this kind of comments, right? Oh, it's always woke, you know, empowering witch or whatever. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. It is so ridiculous. Again, Stellar Blade, right, was incredibly hated by all the far leftists last year, and now suddenly this year it's woke. It's just like, it is kind of like, no, stop pretending that every game is woke, right? Stop pretending that everything is woke, and this is woke or whatever, right? And it's so funny in so many ways, in my opinion, because first of all, right, it starts with them usually hating on the game. Oh no, you can play a sexy blacksmith lady. Oh no, this thing or that thing or that. And then when the game is too successful, right, they pretend that no, actually that is really empowering, you know what I mean? Or they do like Hasan, right, and they reach, right? They reach massively Well, actually, Vinland Saga is about Marxism, because there's that one scene, right, where Thorfinn is bleeding, and that's red, and red is actually a symbol of, the communism agenda or something. It's just ridiculous. And the greatest example of this is when the canon storyline in the given product disproves them, right? It could be in a game, it could be in an anime or a movie, whatnot, right? But suddenly the actual author or the company or so forth brings an actual canon storyline disproving this thing, right? That creates a massive dissonance in these people's brains, right? So they've been reaching and reaching and reaching. They've been trying to, again, infiltrate and sneak into an altar or whatever, right? And it doesn't work anymore. So, for example, in Bayonetta's case, the third game then, proves that she is straight. She's not a lesbian. This illustrates so many issues with their reach, because she stops being a female empowered character as soon as she likes men. And this actually, I have to put a side note here, probably one of the biggest reasons that I hate kind of like the anime leftists or whatever, right? Because, of course, in most animes, you have a straight relationship, right? You have a man and a woman, or a harem or whatnot, right? And you have so many animes with very strong female characters, right? However, most strong female anime characters, especially in Japan, tend to be, of course, straight. They have a few lesbians, whatever, but it's 9 out of 10 at least are, straight. Easily, that's a reason to hate them, right? Automatically, we have a very muscular, strong female character. She's a husband. Oh no, they hate her. It's ridiculous. And Bayonetta again really shows that. This was also very evident in the recent ending of Armageddon, right? So spoilers here then, but the ending basically ends as everyone expects, right? Where the male main character Deku gets together with the female main character that he's been, flirting with or whatever the whole anime, right? Everyone that has a logical, normal working brain assumes the Deku and Urukara are gonna get married at the end. This is the most obvious thing ever, right, in any kind of storytelling. Now, this made thousands of fans go crazy, right, because they really, really, really want to ship most Urukara as a lesbian, right, and so forth. You get my point. It's very similar to the bad thing. Suddenly, Armageddon is a bad manga and anime because now they can't pretend anymore. They can't reach anymore. Right? That is, in this case, then I guess LGBTQ friendly or something like that, which it still can be, of course, using the main female character isn't a lesbian or whatever, right? So it's really, really ridiculous. But I think it's very important to understand and see these patterns here, because it kind of comes back to this whole thing that we're trying to reach all the time. And I'm going to bring up something that I think is going to be controversial now at the end. So my main point, of course, is that you cannot let these people get away with this stuff, right? Don't let them come in here and sneak in, like I said with Hasan, right? Sneaking in into your anime community, or these far leftists sneaking into your gaming community and pretending that this game is clearly woke, right? I also think it's very funny and also very important to point out here. These people love to say that you're dog whistling, right? But think about it. They are using now then woke, as in everything is woke, right? They are dog whistling using the word woke as it actually meaning, far left, communistic, Marxist ideas, right? They are claiming that this game here, Monster Hunter, has ridiculous a lot of boobs and ass or whatever, right? And cool fights, blah, 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 so on. They want to pretend that it's woke. But it's a dog whistle on their part, right? Because they're actually saying this game is communistic or Marxist or whatever. I mean, seriously, that's what they're trying to do, right? Anyway, guys, let the video subscribe, slap it and have a great day.